What's up, YouTubians? Gary of VW Jawbreaker. Welcome back to another day in the garage in Florida, where now it's nice again. We're not freezing. So today we're going to jump back on the 1960 Volksrod Baja Franken Beetle build, which you can find out about that and everything else about me at vwjawbreaker.com. We've got all kinds of links to social, merch, donations, stickers, you name it. So today, we got the chassis in here, body got moved out last time, time to start stripping this thing down. So first things first, let's get Jawbreaker moved out of the way, and we'll get to crack-a-lacking. Let's do it. So if you remember, I don't know, year and a half ago or so, we did this DIY beam extension, and that is taking another frame head, a sacrificial beam, there you go, and it just bolts to the original frame head and extends everything out about 9 inches. That's how we came up with the Volksrod portion of it instead of buying an actual beam extender. And of course, a couple videos back, we did a custom latch here to be able to latch the stock hood in a stock kind of way. So if you have not seen those videos, I'll try to link them below or up in the upper corner or one of those scenarios. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the complete front end removed. That way we can start getting this chassis worked on. So step one, remove all that. Let's get after it. I'll end up having to heat those bolts up a little bit to get it off. Thank goodness for a acetylene torch, and don't use chrome impacts and swivels on your impact. It's a no-no. But here's the nice thing now. It just rolls out of the way. So there we go. So as you can see, originally, well, we got wasp nest, nice. So we've got some brackets holding the 1/8 inch plate from the beam to the plate. Everything's very well, very solid. Of course, we have some braces going from the sacrificial beam up to the actual front beam. But what we're gonna do on this is we're actually gonna drill these out and through bolt them with some grade 8 hardware. Just that way the two are super solid. And we may do some more bracing too, it depends on how froggy I feel. So front end's tore apart. We'll get that moved out of the way. Next up, start stripping the back end. Let's do this. In order to tackle the rear, this is how we're gonna remove the swing axle trans. Now, if you remember back in one of the first or second videos of this car, this thing did not have a transmission in it, so we had to temporarily throw this busted transmission in it with a cut input shaft. This one actually got thrown in the car just so I could get it home because, as you can see, it's a swing axle. So, we have linkage right there, which would be underneath your back seat. All right, that's already disconnected. We've got the front trans mount that we've got to undo. We've got the rear trans mount, and we've also got the bolts. I know 2 are missing there. We got 1 on that side and 2 on that side. Got to remove the tubes from the actual torsion spring plates here, and then we'll be able to remove this transmission out. So let's get on that. What do you say? All right, now everything should be disconnected. Nose cone should be disconnected. We got the rear disconnected. Torsion arms Should come right out. Look at that. It's like I've done this before. Alright, so one thing I should have mentioned is if you're removing swing axle transmission, again, this transmission did not come in the car. That one did not come in here. It was sitting up with no trans in it. So the emergency brake cables have already been cut. Brake lines have already been cut. All that's already been removed. Other than that, we did everything just now that we should have done. So now, what do you think we should do now? I think it's time to get it up on something. Get up in the air, make it easier to work on. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought. The chassis are actually pretty light. I kind of forgot how light they are. So there we go. We've got last little bit of the pan to strip off. All the brakes, cables, gizmos, gadgets. A lot of stuff to use. Super clean on. Get this chassis wire wheeled, cleaned up. We'll go ahead and pull the end caps, spring plates, bring the torsion bars out of there. Make sure the torsion bars are good. I got new bushings for them. Of course, we've got all the pans, brakes, front and rear disc brakes, hardware, everything pretty much for this. We'll go ahead and work on getting this stripped down. I know we've got a little bit of a patch to make down here, some over here. I may go ahead and plate the underside of this back just behind the Napoleon hat to kind of strengthen all this, because let's face it, guys, this thing is going to go off-road. Want to make sure this thing holds up. It's not going to be just a little pavement queen. It's going to be a little bit of everything, right? So, I've actually been kind of feeling down lately. Not really sure what's going on. Some kind of head cold sinus with all that jazz. So I've been kind of just laying around, hanging out with the puppy. Yeah, I swear it's the puppy. It's not the puppy. I've actually kind of been sick. So don't worry, tested negative. It's none of that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits for now. I kind of figure getting out here and sweating some, yeah, would definitely be good. I'm trying to be energetic for you. So anyway, appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. I'm telling you, sick or not, well or not, we're making a push on this bad boy this year. We are going to find out exactly what it needs, get it fixed, get this chassis done, get this body on there permanently. I'm hoping, let's see here, towards the end of January, I'm hoping by March, April, this thing will be a complete roller with the new trans in it, everything. That's what I'm hoping. I've got some goals set for this year. I'm enjoying the build, and that's the nice thing about it, is I'm working on it when I feel like it. I'm also trying to make sure I keep content coming for you guys, but I'm not rushing it. But I do have a couple goals for the end of the year. My VW run 22, if you will, is to hopefully have it just as a driver by the end of the year. It's not going to be done. It's not going to be painted, rhino lined. Interior probably not going to be done, but I'm hoping to have just a basic driver. You know, if we got to kind of, you know, hold some wires together for headlights, I mean, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come, right? So anyway, appreciate you guys sticking around. Thanks for always being supportive, being a part of the community. I'm telling you, we got one awesome community, and it's because of you guys. So have a good one. Be kind to one another. Until next time, be good.